I'm Bevan Varland. I'm a chef, artist, and food for me represents laughter, enjoyment, and family. Food should be creative, it should be full of heart, it should be punchy with flavour. I want to be able to link people back with their own food connection and help them become better cooks, better growers, and enjoy their own food stories. I'm on a mission to show people how local, homegrown, and sustainable food can be awesome.
G'day guys, welcome back to Food to Eat. It's one of my favourite episodes tonight. One of my favourite things to do is cook desserts. Now, there's something about being a chef which I find really exciting, and that is connecting with a lot of the stuff that's around in my garden. And you're probably very aware of that connection already, looking at the shows we've already produced together. So, something that really gets me excited is edible flowers. And it's a perfect time of the year, really, with spring, where all these babies come to life. Now, I like to keep a lot of herbs in the garden. I like to keep a lot of flowers in the garden as well. Now, it's really, really important that you guys understand what is edible, what's not. So it really does take a little bit of research. In here, I've got some beautiful calendula, some fuchsia, some viola, some mint, and we're really, really fortunate that just all around me here, all my lovely fruit trees are just starting to come into blossom. Now, the blossoms of those wonderful fruit trees have a really, really unique sweet fruit-like fragrance and smell to them. The quince tree, which is right over here, is absolutely stunning. It's got a real quincy perfume to it. The apple tree, which is over in the back corner, and the pear have a really pear and apple-y kind of fragrance to the blossom as well, which is fantastic. Okay, first things first, what I want to do is, I want to create a really, really modernist kind of dessert, which is really simple, which really focuses on all the beautiful flowers and blossoms that we've got coming around in spring. So, first off, in this saucepan over here, I've got a beautiful sugar syrup. What we're going to be making is an Italian meringue to go down the center of our plate, then just using some really simple items that you can find within your pantry at home, we're going to create a stunning dessert which looks absolutely spectacular and it's going to blow your friends and family away if you produce this at home. Now, the trick with the sugar syrup is we want to get it, in this particular case for our meringue, to 118 degrees. Now, I've read somewhere, this is a first for me as well, I've read somewhere that these beautiful calendula flowers you can actually use to fragrance and you can use to colour like you do with a saffron. So what I'm going to do with this sugar syrup is, I'm going to throw them in. Let's see what it does. I'm really interested in to see whether this actually works. If it doesn't colour, it's alright because it's actually going to give us some beautiful fragrance. Right, got my candy thermometer and we want to bring that up to 118 degrees, and that is the key. While the sugar syrup's cracking on, I've got my little mix master up here. I've stolen it from my wife who's a cake designer. She doesn't actually know. 3 egg whites. In there like that, beautiful. Let's get him. You want to actually put him onto a medium, and that's the key. And you can really see in there that air is really starting to aerate those egg whites, which is fantastic. All right, now it's a matter of literally getting our sugar and pouring it really slowly into those egg whites. We want to bring the speed up a little bit here. That's going to be cooking those egg whites as they go. Whoa. Oh yeah, and you know what? The calendula is very fractionally putting a nice soft yellow into that as well, and there's a definite flower fragrance coming through. If you put your hand on the side there, you can actually feel the heat on the side of the bowl. That's going to actually start to reduce as those eggs are being cooked. Let's get a nice spoon of our meringue. This is just a modernist technique, which is really, really simplified. Let's put a dollop of meringue there. Right, come on, off you go. And let's smear it down the centre of the plate. Right to the edges. Let's go right to the edges. Let's go a little bit more. Okay, a little bit here. Let's go right up to the centre. Now, scoop right down the centre. Here we go. There you go. Here's some stuff I found in the pantry, strawberry meringue, some chocolate ripple biscuits, some strawberries, peanuts, and some blueberries. That's going to just be the basis for our dessert, really. Okay, here we go. Some of that beautiful pink meringue. Let's just build. And the law of building a plate design is always in odds. 1, 3, 5, 7, etc. It just visually it looks better with your eyes. Okay, let's get a bit of bickies. Now I'm just going to do 2 lots of bickies. The reason I'm going to do 2 is then we've got 5 on the plate. Look at that, that's spot on. I've got some peanuts. Let's put some peanuts just to the edge here. When you're looking at a dessert that's really basic, is we want to create something that's visually appealing, but it's also got the soft texture of the meringue, it's got the beautiful fragrance of the flowers, but then it's got a bit of crunch with the meringue and the biscuits and the nuts, which is really cool. Let's break it across the meringue a little bit, break the line up. Cool. Let's go with a couple of blueberries just randomly. That's nice. Good. Spot on. Here's our flowers. Okay. A beautiful fuchsia. Let's put him with that pink pile. And now it's about literally using the bright colours of those flowers just to break up everything else that's going on. Purples and pinks. Lovely violas. A couple different colours of viola. And that's just going to give it a little bit of depth and a little bit of life. There's another beautiful viola. It's one of my favourite. A little white and lilac one. It can go in there like that. Okay. An apple blossom. Apple blossom can go in near that pink meringue. Now I've actually ripped off some beautiful quince petals. And I literally want to keep those very separate. Just bouncing across that meringue. Centre there, lovely. This is a stunning flower, which is just down over here, which is my beautiful common sage or purple sage. And these come into spring right now, and they've got a real little, it's a saginess, but there's a real little sweetness to them. Really, really cool. I've got some nasturtium flower. This is a variegated nasturtium, which is just behind me over there. Let's get that in. And again, that is going to break up all the colour of the pink and the purple. Just to finish them off now, I've got some little mint leaves. It's just literally going to break the colour up. There we go. So there you go, guys. That is a wonderful modernist style dessert featuring all the beautiful flowers and blossoms that are coming straight from my garden. Boom! Get into that. Check out these amazing strawberries here. Look at this. Look at that for a beautiful fresh strawberry. It's stunning, it's shiny. It'll be the juiciest thing that you'll ever try. I'm going to give it a go. See the juice that comes in there? Once that goes in the fridge, that's going to lose so much of that. So when you buy them at the supermarket, you're never going to get the freshness. That's why these sort of places where it's pick your own is so much more beneficial. Beneficial to the farmer, beneficial to the local economy, but also beneficial to the fruit and what you're eating. If you have a look here, great perfect example here is these flowers. You can see the whole stage. There's your little flower that's sprouted. You can actually see from that middle stem, that's where your strawberry will come from. So the seeds of this plant are actually on that berry. Just there like that. All those little bits there, that's the seeds of the plant. You can see that's the best way to eat it. I think we really need to go off and do some cooking with it now. Stunning, I can't think of anything better. Check out this, guys. We've just got our bounty of the most amazing, beautiful Bacchus Marsh strawberries you would ever have. Now, I'm going to do a beautiful little recipe with that. I've also got these beautiful little flowers we're going to garnish. I'm going to put them under here, ready to go. So with these little strawberries, let's whack them down here. First things first, you don't want to play much with that. The flavour in that is just amazing by itself. So all I want to do here, I'm going to make a little strawberry sauce. I'm going to make some simple pancakes. Then we're going to put some violet crumble and some little flowers on top. It's going to be a beautiful, simple dessert. That's all we want to do. As I say, this flavour with the strawberries is so good down here because they're not played with and they're not refrigerated. You get so much flavour, and that flavour is really important. So that's certainly a lesson, I suppose, when we do cooking, is that we tend to over flavour things. Nice little strawberries, beautiful things. There we go. I reckon that's enough. It's a good start. Straight into the pot. So I've got that on a medium heat, and that's just going to keep reducing. So in here we've got everything we need for this recipe. It's really simple. And the difference is here, I'm actually going to do it by look and feel. That's what's really important, I think, with pancakes. You can get an exact recipe, but depending on heat things, on your pan, on everything like that, you get a different consistency. Okay, so we've got all our simple ingredients in here. So our strawberries are cooking in there, which is going to be the base of our sauce. One of my favourite little things is rose water. You've got that beautiful fragrance in here from the strawberries as it is. Rose water has this beautiful fragrance smell as well. Let's just put a little bit in. You're probably looking at about a tablespoon. That's just going to bubble up in there. Another one of my favourite things, which is another fragrance. So as you can see, we're going to be eating a lot of this with our nose. Cinnamon stick. Straight in like that. Last but by no means least is some sugar. Because we've got lots of natural sweeteners in there, I've used a caster sugar, so that's just going to reduce down. Let's whack the lid on there. A little bit of a stir. It's going to reduce down and become a syrup. This pan here is getting nice and warm, so nice and hot. Our strawberry sauce is going there, reducing down. It's all sort of moving as we go. All right. As I said before, pancakes to me have to be really look and feel. So I've got our basic ingredients here. Flour. You want roughly, I'm going to say roughly a cup. And this is just a plain flour. We don't want it to rise and bubble up. Let's go about a cup. I'm going to go about there. That's a good guesstimation. Sugar. You want about, because we're using a caster sugar, we want to use it a little bit softer. Because the sweetness is coming from our strawberries, we don't want to put too much sugar in the pancakes because it's going to take it away. Our next product, which my wife swears by, is a bit of vanilla. Pour that in like that, beautiful. Looking about a teaspoon, that's cool. Beautiful free range egg, straight from my wife's friend's farm. In we go. Last one, milk. With the general rule for thumb with milk and pancakes is about a cup. So a cup of flour to a cup of milk, all we want to basically do is whisk that in. You want to get that egg yolk, really. See that colour that comes out of the natural egg yolk? And that's a beautiful colour. You want to get that right and get all that sugar, all the flour in. Great time to taste. Yeah, just sweet enough. Our pancake mix is ready to go. Our fry pan is nice and hot. Let's give it a spray. You want to lubricate the whole thing. It's going to move pretty quick. All right, let that oil heat up. Let's jump over, check our strawberries. Check in here, they're boiling away really nicely now. You can see the sugar's really reduced in there. And the fragrance, can you smell that, guys, at home? That's beautiful. The fragrance is starting to really slip out of the cinnamon, the rose water, the sugar, the strawberries. It's great. Let's whack the lid back on. That's going to be another couple of minutes. Our pan's nice and hot. You can feel the heat coming out of that oil. It's ready to go. First one. There we go. That's about enough. Cool. First one's in. I'm going to roll him around a little bit. Roll him around a little bit. Get him a bit sort of circly. We're going to roll him when we present him. So now, let's just let him cook until we get bubbles on the surface, then we'll flip him over. Our first pancake is ready to flip. First of all, I want to turn that sauce off. Jump over here, Damien, have a check at this. You can see the syrup that's come out of that? That's natural syrup that's come out of there. So what we really want to do that is now just turn it off and let it sit. And the more natural sugars are going to pour out of that strawberry into our natural syrup, our rose water and our cinnamon fragrance in there. All right, let's go on to this pancake. You can see those bubbles have come up nicely on the surface. I don't want him too brown. Because we're going to be rolling him up, let's just go, ooh, he's nice and warm. Flip him like that. You can just see it's just sealed on the side there. So we want to do that to the other side as well. And you can move it around, you can get it working on that pan there. As you flip it to the second side, you'll see that you'll be able to do this and you'll feel the heat generating through, and that's a good sign that it's cooking well. So basically our stage here is let's get our plate ready to go, because that little baby's about to come off. I think that's enough. Let's pull him off. And we'll roll him on the plate, get him ready to go. Okay, there's our first one. We've already got the oil sitting on there from that residual. Let's go to the second one. We've got our 2 little pancakes rolled up, ready to go. Our syrup's ready to go. Look at that stunning syrup in there. We don't really want to put those sticks on. People can't chew on them, although I love to chew on them, I'll be really honest. Let's just put a little bit on the middle. There we go, look at the syrup. And you can see the syrup has started to go red. That's all the natural colours from that strawberry. See, you don't have to do much to it and you're going to get this beautiful dish. So it's just there like that. We whack that over there. Little secret thing here. Good Aussie invention, the old violet crumble. Let's kill it. Best effort you can do at killing the violet crumble is always the way to go. Alright. Nicely crushed. This is basically our garnish. And again, some of this is going to go over the top. There we go. And you just want to sprinkle around the edges. That's nice. Last thing, our little garnish. 3 beautiful strawberry flowers. Straight from our Bacchus Marsh strawberry farm. There we go. Beautiful pancakes. Strawberries, cinnamon, rose water, strawberry flowers. I'm sure Damien's going to love this, aren't you, mate? Okay, now I'm cooking the most amazing cinnamon, brown sugar and lemon myrtle popcorn. Have you cooked popcorn much before?
Not really,
It's
no.
actually, there's no art to it. We've got a really hot pot onto the coals. So she's hot, right? I want to put a bit of oil in. And we want to try to get it straight so that oil sort of stays in. All right, that's pretty good. All right, that's going to get pretty hot, pretty quick. Now, she's this simple. I'm going to pour our popcorn in, like that. All right, get it all the way around. Lovely, all right. Now what we do, man, is we wait for the first pop, as long as it doesn't hit us in the... sorry, the F-bomb. So we've put it straight in the pot. Now, so long as it doesn't explode and hit us in the head and both knock us out, we'll be right to put the lid on it. All right, so now we just wait, man. It's getting angry. Get angry, corn. Get angry. Spencer's killing me.
Oops,
Oh, here we go.
one.
We're getting a little bit of movement. Here we go. The stuff at the bottom. Yeah, see, she's starting to brown. All right, I'm going to put the lid on her. Really want to get that heat to really convection in there. When it starts firing, I'll take the lid off. Here we go, baby.
It's like baby chickens.
Here we go, mate. Here they go.
Yes.
Get angry! Get angry!
Oh.
Whoa! Here we go. Oh, go! Go, you good thing. I could put the lid on it, but it looks so good.
It smells so good. Oh my god.
So you get that? Whoa!
They're like baby chickens,
Whoa!
aren't you?
Whoa! Shit! You want to keep jiggling it off the bottom there. We don't want it to burn too much. Ah, there we go. Look at that. I think she's starting to get to the end of her life. Yum. Beautiful, man. Don't lose your arm. So the moment it stops popping, we want to take it off the heat.
Okay.
All right, mate. Our popcorn has gone.
Yes.
Now, we're out, obviously, at Michael's property. I want to flavour that popcorn. I want to make it cinnamon, brown sugar, and lemon myrtle. All right, mate, in this little tub, I bought some brown sugar and some cinnamon. You want to have a smell?
Oh, it's beautiful.
Magic, isn't it? All right, what I want to do to that, this is lemon myrtle, a beautiful Aussie spice. You smell that one? Knock your head off, won't it? All right, beautiful. I want to put a good helping. All right. get rid of that. Alright, put the lid on it. And this will just give it an even mix. If you do that for me. Alright. Oh, there's our beautiful popcorn. Yum. Alright, now, you might think, why have we got crazy hats on? You put your hat down there, man. Alright. Alright, you keep shaking that. Pour our popcorn into our bowl. Look at that, alright. You might go, why the bowls? Why 2 bowls? The chef's gone mad. Pour it all over the top for me, man. Yeah, give it a good help and I'm going to break that bit up. Yum. Yeah, shake it all in. Alright, so there you go. That's your stuff, right? Your brown sugar and everything. Double bowl it. Right. Instant washing machine. Alright, take that off. Give it a crack, man. Cinnamon, brown sugar and lemon myrtle popcorn.
Beautiful.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Just like a donut.
Tastes like donuts, he says. We are doing a macaron. Let's get going. We're obviously catering for about 60 macarons. It's going to be pretty cool. Here's what you're going to need. We're going to need 500 grams of icing sugar, 500 grams of almond meal, 400 grams of egg whites. That's right, grams, not mils of egg whites, and 400 grams of sugar. Let's get going. Egg whites straight into the mixer. You can see in there it's nice and foamy and it's a great time now. Tablespoon by tablespoon we get our caster sugar straight in. Bugger the tablespoon, I'm pouring it. So we're just going to let that go for a couple of minutes. Nice and fluffy. Next little process, we want to sift our icing sugar and our almond meal together. There we go, mix it all that up together. So what we've done now is we've combined our almond meal and our icing sugar mixture with our egg whites. And you can see here we've folded it together and we've got a nice, beautiful, chunky, sloppy kind of biscuit kind of macaron mix. We're going to put that into a piping bag and going to get that straight into the oven. Ooh, hello. Ooh. Ooh. There we go. Straight into a piping bag. Tip off. Little rings, turn. Little ring, turn. Little ring, turn. Little ring, turn. Want to give that a bang. So it's really important for these little babies to sit for half an hour. Now because we've banged them, you can see under here, under this little baby there, you can see as they sit for about half an hour, they start to develop this little foot, and that's what they actually call it in a macaron. It's a foot. So when it goes in the oven, you'll start to get all these little bubbles that go along the base. Now, if you wanted a different flavour or a different colour, your macarons, what you would do is you'd put that in prior to piping it in. So you get your flavour straight into our batter. That should be right to go. All right, now I've got to get onto our beautiful ganache that I'm going to pipe in the middle of these babies when they're done. So let's get up to that stage now. Here's how to make a simple ganache. You get 500 grams. In this instance, we're using a white chocolate, and then we're using 500 grams of cream. We whack that cream onto the saucepan, we get it to a really hot boil, and it's really simple. It's none of this mucking around with a boiler or double boiler or anything like that. Whack it straight onto your chocolate, let it sit for about 5 minutes, and then whisk it in. Instant ganache. We're going to whack it in the fridge for a couple of minutes, probably about half an hour realistically. Let it set off a bit, and when it's nice and firm, that's when we can pipe it straight into our macarons. Our macarons have been set for about half an hour, and you can see on top of here, it's got a really nice little sort of leathery skin on top, and that's exactly what we want. That's what the crispy shell is. Let's get these babies into the oven. In they go, 140 degrees, 12 to 14 minutes. So it's been 14 minutes, our lovely macarons are just coming out of the oven. Look at that. Yum. Let's get them over here. Ganache is ready, just come out of the fridge. You can see that lovely gooey consistency. That is exactly what we're after. Let's get it piped. There. One on top of that. Look at that. A beautiful, fantastic macaron. Yeah. Oh.